My name is Haley Lassiter, and my case is Pearson v. Callahan. It was argued on October 14th, 2008, and decided on January 21st, 2009. The facts of the case is that the defendant, Afton Callahan, was a meth drug dealer. The Narcotics Task Force had probable cause, so they had an informant sent to Callahan's house to make a purchase. The informant successfully bought meth, which led to Callahan getting busted. Now, before I go into too much detail of the case, I want to explain to those who might not know what meth is and what it can do to you. Meth can tear families apart and tear yourself apart, not only physically, but mentally, and it is often abused. Now, in the next couple of slides, I'm going to explain what meth is, what it looks like, and how it is abused. Meth is also known as crystal, chalk, and ice. Meth has a clear white color to it, and it doesn't necessarily have a smell to it, but the taste is known to be a powder bittery. Meth is abused in many ways. It can be smoked, snorted, or injected, or even dissolved in water or alcohol. It is scientifically known that if you were to smoke meth or inject it, it would have an immediate effect on the brain. Now, in my slides, this is a picture of meth, and this is what they use to smoke out of it. And in this one, this is meth as well, and then this is the shot needle thing that they use to inject it to themselves. They injected their arms, legs, anywhere they can basically stick it. Now, this is two pictures. The one on the left is before using meth, and the one on the right is after using meth. And this is a time period of over several years. Meth just completely destroys your brain more and more when you keep on using it. Now, this is a video explaining more in detail of what meth does and how it affects different people.
And I would ingest it as well. I tried it every way that you could do it, and I just kept gradually going up and, trying to get that better high until I was, slamming it multiple times in the day. I was 13 when I first started doing it.
Started about the age of 16. First time I did it, I was 17. I was at my brother's house, was sitting out there smoking it, and he offered it to me.
Got into it because I wanted to impress a guy.
It was utter curiosity, maybe boredom.
I started off just having fun and hanging out. It was a social thing.
My parents and my school sent me to a rehab because I got caught smoking weed in school. Just met some people there and started, hanging out with them when I got out, and they introduced me to it.
One day they pulled out, a crystal meth pipe and were smoking it, and I had no idea what it was. And I thought, okay, well, this can't be that bad, everyone else is doing it.
I decided, since I already smoked marijuana, maybe try this meth thing, so big mistake. So I tried it that one time, just this instant euphoria, like it probably kicked in within 10 to 30 seconds of smoking it.
At first you feel really good, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And it lasts for quite a long time, for some people up to 12 hours. When you come down from it, it's like the complete opposite.
I started coming off of it the next morning. That's when I actually called the drug dealer and said, is this supposed to happen? He's like, yeah, but there's an easy remedy. You just do more.
Or once you start and get going, there's no stopping it.
My body would ache. Like I had just gone over had like the worst flu ever. Growing up, couldn't hold anything down, and I was yellow on top of it.
Lethargic all the time, really hard on your body.
I came out of the military, I was playing 180, and within 6 months, I was down to 135.
Went and saw a friend, and she's like, what have you been doing? You look like a stick.
I had spots in my head about this big of hair, literally gone, like a baby's butt.
And you can tell when somebody's on meth, it definitely takes a toll on you physically.
I started getting more psychotic. My boyfriend and his friend would be talking, and I would swear that they were talking in code.
I would be hallucinating so bad where I'd see things in my room, see things that weren't there like bugs, or see things crawling on me, picking at my arm, and trying to get these bugs out of my arm.
I spent 6 hours not moving other than picking at my...
I have had a personal experience. My mother and my dad had split, and my mother had remarried to someone else. Well, her new husband had influenced her to start popping pills. And then the next thing was meth. She had done this for 10 years. She has been arrested countless times. She has had several misdemeanors and felonies due to meth, and she's been in the hospital countless times as well. She now has 6 total kids, including me, my sister, and 2 brothers that live with my Nana, and my other brother that lives with my aunt, and my newly brother, which lives with my mom. Nobody in my family talks to her due to her deadly mistakes. Now back to the case. The informant sent a signal identifying that he had made the purchase. Soon after, the narcotics task force had entered Callahan's house and searched without a warrant or consent. They had charged Afton Callahan of possessing and distributing meth based on evidence that they had found. Utah's Court of Appeals claimed that the evidence was inadmissible, and they ended up reversing his conviction in the end. Callahan accused police of violating the Fourth Amendment due to them not having a warrant, no consent to enter the household, and no consent for the informant to enter the household. The Fourth Amendment states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, in doing so, the aftermath of the case, they ended up creating a 2-step process. This basically protected the government officials in the future. Number 1, if the facts prove that they violate a constitutional right. Number 2, if they do, whether or not they had explained that the right at the time the defendant had committed the crime. The court had explained that although the 2-step process would have been appropriate for this particular case, that it would no longer be required in the future. So in doing so, Pearson won the case. These are my works cited sources, and I used APA format. Thank you for watching.